Saturday, Sunday in the fall, should say. Today, the Tennessee Titans head to Baltimore to take on the Baltimore Ravens. For those who don't remember last year, this was a matchup in the first round of the second round of the playoffs, where the Tennessee Titans continued their AFC run towards the championship game. Of course, they ultimately were beaten by the Kansas City Chiefs, but they did, in fact, beat the Ravens. And many remember Derrick, Derrick Henry running into through their secondary and spinning around Earl Thomas like a top. Well, today the matchup is, of course, the same, but a few key things missing in terms of the Tennessee Titans offense versus the Baltimore Ravens defense. This offseason, the Baltimore Ravens, they acquired Calais Campbell to kind of shore up three things, give him a veteran presence, things like that. However, he is out with a calf injury. That's huge. Brandon Williams, a guy up front for them that is, definitely there to help during the run stopping, things like that. He is out. And for those that didn't watch their game against the New England Patriots, they were sorely missed because Damian Williams definitely ran the football great against them, and the Patriots were just very, very effective running the football however they want to do at any time they want to do it. So today for the Titans, I would borrow that game plan. Line it up, give the ball to Derrick Henry. He needs to have the football 25 or plus time, 25 or more times, as I should say. The more he gets the ball, the more he wears on that defense, the more the Ravens defense gets tired, the more Lamar Jackson is off the football field. I got somebody mentioned something to me about Lamar Jackson. Let's see, it's Grandma Hammerstein said he's got Lamar in fantasy football. I don't know how good that will be today, depending upon how much they're on the football field. It's also a Bengals fan, and we beat y'all, so I don't have much faith. Oh, okay. Well, hey, there we go. Kind of flip of a coin, right? It just basically depends on the Titans' running game a lot today. If the Titans' running game is clicking, then that means Baltimore Ravens are not on the field very much. She said, no, you're playing against. Oh, I'm sorry, you're playing against him. Yeah, I hear you. It depends on the Titans' running game today. Titans' running game is going to be key. The more they're able to run the football, the more time they're able to be on the field, the more time Lamar Jackson is not on the field. So, like I said, Derrick Henry needs 25 plus carries today. And if he has that many carries, then definitely that bodes well for the Tennessee Titans and their offense. And also, another thing I would say, oh, so no, thank you. Thought I meant the Teen Titans. Wow. Yeah, we definitely aren't talking about cartoons. Yeah, definitely Henry's a stud. You got to feed him. Yeah, that's for sure. The more they're able to feed Derrick Henry, the more they're able to do play action passing, which for those that don't know, the Titans are very, very effective with that. With the guys like AJ Brown, you got Jonnu Smith at tight end, you've got Corey Davis at wide receiver. That will be huge for them running the football, and if they're able to get out to a early lead, that is big too. The Baltimore Ravens are a good team when they are playing from in front. When they have to come back on teams, they're not necessarily built for that. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, for the Titans' sake, they get the running game going. They're able to get the play action game going, and they're able to get those explosive plays that get them up early. For the Titans defensively, there are definitely going to be some woes there. First thing, Davion Clowney got put on the injured reserve list. He is gone a minimum of 3 weeks. It's a knee injury that he's dealing with. He played through last week. Unfortunately, this week not able to play through. I think it's a meniscus injury. So we'll see how it shapes up for him after 3 weeks. Another injury, Kenny Vaccaro, the safety for the Tennessee Titans, he is out today with a concussion. He's still dealing with the effects of that. So 2 pieces missing on a defense that wasn't necessarily playing great anyway. So today it ought to be interesting to watch how they're able to, of course, stop the run. That's huge for them because we know the Baltimore Ravens are going to want to run the football, and some of that includes Lamar Jackson, but if they're able to run the football with guys like Gus Edwards, Mark Ingram, Dobbins, they're able to get the running game going, then that's going to cause some problems for the Titans. Because of course, with Lamar Jackson, he loves his tight ends. He definitely throws the football to Mark Andrews a lot. So the Titans need to know where Mark Andrews is at all times, as well as Boyle. Boyle's more of a blocker, but he he can definitely catch some passes as well. So that's one thing to pay attention to for the Titans today. Stopping the run, and then of course knowing where Mark Andrews is at all time. Another thing, keep Lamar in the pocket. I know that's a tough task to handle, but you have to keep Lamar in the pocket. One thing I would say, maybe a must rush, and if you do rush and get to Lamar Jackson, be under control. You cannot go in and like a bat out of hell trying to tackle him. 'Cause if you do so, it's not going to end up good for you. It's really not, because he's going to break your ankles or put you on Sports Center, one of the two. So that's a key thing to watch today. Those two things, rushing the passer, and also keeping an eye on where Mark Andrews is. I would suspect today they may try to get Hollywood Brown involved a little more. For those who don't know, he's a wide receiver from University of Oklahoma that they drafted last year. He was pretty explosive. This year, it's kind of been a little bit of a disconnect between him and also Lamar Jackson. But ultimately, their defense, I mean, excuse me, their offense is ran by Mark Roman. I mean, by Greg Roman. I'm sorry. Greg Roman used to be the offensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers when Colin Kaepernick first got there. The thing was, once that offense hit a level and people started adjusting to them, he didn't make adjustments himself. That was a huge issue. And that's what I think they're going through offensively right now, because they're struggling offensively in some instances as well. They're putting up numbers, but in some instances, they have like ruts offensively. And that's where Greg Roman never develops or pushes that offense to that next level. And that was the issue in San Francisco, and that's been an issue now in Baltimore. Another thing to look at to see if this Tennessee Titans defense comes out and plays better. That's a huge issue because they've been playing really, really bad. There's been some rumblings this week as well about Dean Pease. He actually came out and said that he'd be willing to come out of retirement to help the defense, which I think the Titans right now need to give him a call. Not now, but right now, because that would be huge for them. That would be huge. They need him. They need him more than anything right now, because their defense, it has some of the same personnel, but they're way worse than they were last year, which is pretty unbelievable to see. You would think they would be better than they were last year, but no, they're worse. They're way, way worse. And that's not a good thing at all. That's not going to help them make it to the next level they want to make it to. And it may not even help them make it to the playoffs, which that would be not good for the Titans and their expectations this year. As far as this game, depends on the running game, of course, for the Titans. Like I said, and the explosive plays. And if they can get up early, they can definitely cause some problems for the Baltimore Ravens, because the Baltimore Ravens have to come back, especially if it's late in the game and they have to come back. A little different for them. Uh, as far as the Ravens running game, and getting Lamar to be Lamar. See, I've talked to a few Ravens fans. For those that don't know, Brian Waters, Ravens fan. He's on the Habs app too. He'll be talking Ravens sometimes, be talking NFL. You name it, he'll talk about it. But he mentioned that Lamar Jackson wasn't necessarily the same Lamar Jackson this year. Didn't seem like he was ready to kick it into overdrive. He's a little more kind of looking around, doing a few things, trying to prove a few things instead of being himself. The key thing for him today, just be himself. Just be who you are. Be who you are. Don't try to be anybody else. Just be who you are. You do that, you'll have a good game today. As far as the Titans, they're hoping he doesn't, though. So as far as this game today, I think it'll be a pretty close game. As far as the score, I'll say it'll be 28, or excuse me, I'm sorry. Let's go 27-21. Unfortunately, I do not have the Tennessee Titans winning this game. I just I'm not for sure about the defense there. The offense will get some things going, but the defense ultimately will be the Achilles heel today. Uh, they just have not seemed to get it together all season long, and it's starting to catch up to them. And I'm not sure if they can fix it as they're currently put together. They need DPs, and they need DPs now, not now, right now. So I've got them losing today, 27-21. Of course, that's not the news Titans fans want to hear, but hey, I got to keep it real. I'm not a homer. I don't keep it. I don't keep it Titans. I keep it real. So there we go. For those that haven't already, if you would download the Haps app, trust me, you get a lot of news. You get a lot of sports, like guys like me, Brian Waters. You got a guy like named Daniel Artest. That name Artest ring a bell? Yeah, he's his brother. And then you've got Ashley Baker as well as my guy Danny Thompson with all the breakdowns of the NBA draft and just NBA news in all. If you would just go ahead, to haps.tv, download the app. Trust me, you get a lot of news, not just sports, but politics, art, music, everything. You name it, this app's got it. So, today again, I've got the Tennessee Titans losing today in Baltimore, 27-21. I'll be back after the game, maybe about 30 minutes after the game, to kind of break down what happened, what didn't happen, what did happen, and what could have been better. Oh, I see Bills Mafia said they've entered the chat. Okay, yeah, the Bills are playing well. They definitely have to look out for the Miami Dolphins, who are playing really, really well. But yeah, they're playing well right now. We'll see what happens with them today. And then Seahawks are number one. I can't necessarily say Seahawks are number one. That's let's see, someone who's saying that to me. I don't know them, but hey, that's their name. But I don't see. Seahawks got to work on defense too. As much as I talk about the Titans defense, the Seahawks defense has to get better as well. My name is Mike Patton again. I am a contributor to the 3 point conversion. That's the three with the number 3 point conversion.com. If you want to get any sports information there, you can find me on Twitter at Mike Patton82 as well. If you want to add me on there, definitely been a fun time talking to everybody. We'll see you after the game. Enjoy your NFL Sunday. Oh, well, Corey Davis. I'm sorry, I got one more question. Will Corey Davis go off today or not? I'm not for sure. I don't think he will. But I will say the one thing to watch out for this game is just the third down situations. If he's involved in the third down situations, then yes, Corey Davis will have a good game today. If he's not involved in those, then he won't. The thing with Corey Davis is most of his catches come on third downs. That's a fun fact that not a lot of people pay attention to. But yeah, a lot of his catches come on third downs. If he's involved in the third down action today, then I think he will have a good game today. And he also will not be facing the number one corner for the Baltimore Ravens because that guy will be on AJ Brown. So two things that both in his favor will be that, and then probably maybe if it's third to mid, third to mid and long, then he'll get involved a little more. So that's one thing to watch to see if he'll go off today or not. Simon says so. All right, enjoy your Sunday. I'll be back after the game. Peace.